I'm really excited to have this guy come on. He hasn't been on the show since like a year or two. In that time, he's just had an eventful life, and we want to talk all about it. DJ Creme.
Wagwan.
How are you, man?
Me, I'm okay, my brother.
Sawa?
Man.
Very good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
You look well.
You too as well.
You're busy, man.
Umenona, baby.
Niache.
I had to.
Bro, what any prosper? Mimi na tumbo yangu tuko sawa.
Blessings to you, my brother.
Thank you.
What's up?
You're not looking too bad yourself. Do you work out though?
Let me tell you, 2 kids, that's workout enough, man. Yani, it's just by default.
Unaamka ni workout, tunakimbia moja kuku moja kuku.
It's crazy. So for me, it's just the easiest and the cheapest gym ever.
So you don't go to the gym at asubuhi uenda nini?
I bought highways. It's a bit hard. I gave up on some things in life and accepted.
Why don't you have a pot?
Why don't I have a pot?
Why don't you have a pot?
I used to, but you know, I have a wife who keeps me grounded, man. I don't eat too much, baby.
So you're saying I eat too much? Is that what you're saying?
Kinda. But it's all good. We love you the way you are, boy.
Okay. Are your kids at the age where they give you so much hassle, like you're coming around them, they're now starting to grow older and a bit more quiet?
You know, my firstborn is, he turned 3. He actually started school. So he's just an energy ball. And now my daughter is 1 year. They share the same birthday, by the way. Both born on the 27th of April.
Okay, you need budget,
brother. But what's anxious? Hata si stories about budget. Nearly fail math, like your math. I wanted to call my teacher and like, yo, I got this right for once, you know? Think about it, same date, same month. Just different years.
So unafanya birthday moja after a week.
Birthday moja, cutting course, my guy. Me, I don't have this story to lianza, man.
Hey, 2 in 1, I'm saying.
You guy, man, but it's amazing. 2 in 1. So there are a bunch of energy. So especially it's gotten to that point where when one sees me hanging out with the other, of course, it's like, you know, that whole jealous thing coming about. Yeah. So it's actually crazy for me. So most of the time I'm in the house dealing with the kids. Yeah, exactly. But it's all good.
How are you splitting your time between being with them at this age where you want to spend as much time with them as possible, but you got to pay the bills, right?
True story.
So you've got to go out and do gigs and all these things. How do you split your time?
Most of the week, in fact, my office is in my house. So I'm in the house most of the time.
Okay.
Then especially when I need to travel, when I need to do gigs, that's maybe on Friday, Saturday. And they know when daddy's going to work by the way.
Oh.
You know, so it's all good. So I have enough time to hang out with them.
The thing about working at home is that you're in people's faces all the time. Your wife is like, so utakange hata kidogo. Uende hata unyolewe ama ukule nyama na maboys.
But let me tell you, she'd rather that than me being that guy who's out of the house most of the time. You know? So for me, it's easy because my office is actually secluded, nice. They don't even get to see me. You know, so the time, no, I don't have a big house, but they don't get that.
Or like, kuna bedrooms kama 3 huko, kuna sijui, there's a study somewhere. Like, all right.
I really wish, man. I really wish. But it's coming along fine.
All right. We're talking about, it's interesting that you began talking about your family because having come from last year must have been super dramatic for you.
True story. Yeah.
You wake up one day and there's a sex tape out there.
I know, man.
Are you just like, oh, good, this is it, my life is over? Or how do you react to this?
Basically, it was snap. It was the hardest time in my life, because, you know, so many things are going on. My phone, everybody calling, everybody's like, Creme, what's up, you know? And, you know, and it's weird when you have to repeat the same story over and over and over and over again. But, you know, the weirdest thing is that was a storm that, you know, came and passed.
Right.
My wife was there by day. Never left even for a day. Mad love Denise, you know.
Really?
True story.
People said, she's gone.
No, let me tell you, it's God's blessings because, true story, when that happened, that humbled me because I was like, oh, snap. Maybe it's a trick, you know what I mean? Yeah. But she has been my biggest supporter, man. She took me out for dinner that night, by the way.
Wow. In the midst of that big storm, your wife took you to dinner.
Took me out for dinner. So I was like, you know what, maybe amekaka kitu kwa food
wanapatikana wapi? Tukatafute huko.
But you know, as guys have been together for a minute, bro. You know, so I was actually shocked. But you know, for her to have my back at that crazy point, because you know, ideally someone would have packed and left. You know, so it was really amazing.
There was no point where she came up to you and said, okay, the internet is saying this. What is the truth? Or did she know about it?
She did. I had to tell her what's up. Just put out everything out there in black and white. You know, tell her this is what's up. This happened a long time ago and stuff. My bad. Apologies.
Right.
And let me tell you, I've been making up ever since, man. So you know, she has something on me. So I just gotta be the best guy ever. You know,
the interesting thing about that period is because you've always been very open about being a family man, and you put your kids out there, you put your wife out there. So it was a lot more spectacular when this scandal broke out. Like, Udzama kumbu anakuanga najifanya. All of this is an act in showbiz.
I know, man. Because a lot of guys were like, this is showbiz. But at the end of the day, it's something that happened a long time ago, you know, and during my youth. And that's one thing I tell all these guys who are coming up, always be sober-minded in everything you do, you know, because we get caught up we get so caught up in the moment. You're like, you know what, let me have fun, let me holler at the chicks, let me get drunk, and all that, let me party, you know, because entertainment is a drug, you know. The more people love you, the more, it's like adrenaline, you know, the more you keep on doing it, you know what I mean? So I always tell guys that be sober enough, be level-minded, because someday all this is gonna come to play, you know. Larry, you can do something today, then that time when you're a CEO of this big company, I mean, you're about just to sign that $1 million check, boom, stuff happens, you know. So for me, it's easy. It was a bad example, but I'm glad that people have learned from that story. You know what I mean? At least, you know, learn that you need to do things, not think about today, but think about the future. You know?
So, before we finish the subject, two things. How did it come out? And two, from the person you were in that video to the person you are today, is this the same Creme? Are you different people?
Of course, let me tell you, some things change you. And I'm kind of glad, not glad that it happened, but you know, some things have to happen in your life for you to be grounded and to be humbled enough. So in the midst of that storm, and I think I found myself, because it's been a journey of self-discovery ever since, you know, getting to learn that, you know, I need to be more responsible. I need to be more owning up to my acts. I need to be watchful, because everybody who knows me, I don't have that whole superstar thing going. I just live life. But you know, it gets to a point where you're like, oh snap, you need to watch what you do, you need to watch what you hang out with. And the best part is that's the time you actually know your friends, you know. Because of course, kila mtu anakudak. But all in all, I think it's been a learning experience.
Because the other thing people say, unajua DJ nakuanga mafisi sana.
I know everybody says that, really, you know.
So it was kind of, it proves it. Tuliwaambia, I'm a DJ. But is that a stereotype, or is that true?
It's basically what everybody thinks about. Because I remember when I started DJing, most people, I wouldn't stand in my church and say, you know what, my name is DJ Creme, bonus. If you guys are like, DJ. Yeah, because even when I started DJing, I told my mom, I'm a DJ linembia. In Kikuyu, you say Turia Maru. Kneel down, I pray for you, rebuke all those demons, you know, because you know what happens in clubs and all that, So I think with the new age of DJs, and I'm talking about the current kind of DJ, the current crop, it's like I think we've kind of changed that whole mindset in the sense of, you know, that DJing is actually a business. You take yourself as a brand. Not back in the days whereby it was just about women and getting drunk and doing nothing with their life. Actually, this is the only thing I do, Larry. So it's brought me this fine. I'm grateful.
How are you able to take something so shameful and so personal and turn it into a positive and take a lesson from it? What went through your mind, and how did you decide, I'm going to move ahead and forge forward from that?
You know, it's only that I have a lot of stories, man. I've been through so much in life that it kind of made me calm and still, you know? That you know that if ish has hit the fan, you can at least smile. Because think about it, Larry. People have been through worse situations. I didn't die. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful to God that, you know, I woke up the next day and I told myself, yo, how many people, like, have kids to feed? You know? And I'll surprise you that the next day I had a gig.
Oh, wow.
And you guy couldn't call in sick at mazee, sijui amoeba, Nahara or something like that. You know, I still had to come through, bro. And God has been amazing, because ever since, man, as in the next day I worked, and I've been working ever since, you know. So I thought to myself, I have 2 kids to feed, I have a wife to take care of, I have my dreams to chase. And I have my beautiful fans, but I don't call them fans, I call them my family, you know. So if I let it slide and I let it go, trust you me, I think I'll have let the whole world down, you know. So I told myself, you know what, it happened, what can I do? I just have to smile through, I just need to keep on going and moving on, and here I am, man, doing well, and I'm grateful.
All right, so here's the thing. So you get over that, you're moving on, you're booking gigs, you're just grinding. Then you turn up in the States, and they send you back.
Longest story of my life. Let me tell you. You know, for a second I thought I was famous, you know? Like I get to the immigrations, the guy's like, hey, Creme de la Creme, how are you? I was like, what? Mama, I made it.
I done made it.
You know, I done made it, man. So, you guys, it's deep.
Because Creme de la Creme is not in your passport.
True story.
Yes.
George Joanna Joroge on my passport. Yes. So for this guy to say Creme de la Creme and go straight ahead to ask me, hey, so how many gigs are you coming to do? I was like, hold up, what? Let me tell you, you see the way I'm reacting now, it's the same way I reacted to that guy, because I laughed. He caught me off guard. I was like, smart guy. So me, I was laughing actually to, you know, stabilize my mind, you know. So I was there on a tourist visa, and for me, I don't blame. I mean, forget about sijui snitches and all that. I think it was my bad, because it's the first time I'm traveling without a work permit. In the sense of, like, I've done gigs in Australia, Amsterdam, Doha, Qatar. Everywhere I go to, I have a work permit. But you see what happens is, and guys I think are not getting it, is the fact that, you know, if you're the promoter and there's a way you guys do your things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the guy's like, you know what, we don't have time. Our work permit, I think, actually takes 5 months to process and all that. We didn't have time. So he's like, you know what, we got you. Be easy. So what am I on? A tourist visa. Confidence, you
B1, B2.
B1, B2, exactly, man. Confidence, man. So when this guy tells me, yo, your passport is a B1, B2, and we understand you're here to make money, at that point, he actually gives you a chance. Tell me the truth. You know what I mean? He knows it. He has your flyers, man.
Yeah.
He's in
he had your flyers?
He had my flyers, bro. I was like, you know what? Well in, my brother. Well in.
Wow.
You know, so it so happened that after all these questions and all that, I told them the truth, actually being ill-advised. At that time, I hadn't thought about just someone having to snitch and all that stuff, because apparently it's happened in the past that whereby an artist goes, and because of competition, because trust me, my gig on Friday was going to be like one of the biggest gigs in the States. I mean, I owe it up to all these guys and I feel bad, but I'm going to come back bigger and better, you know. So when it's happened before that guys actually snitch just to competition's sake.
Right, to cut out the competition.
To cut out the competition. So it gets crazy whereby I'm told, because my flight, I'd booked a return flight, lucky enough. So the guy's like, you know what, we have to take you back tomorrow. So I'm like, fine, well and good. So where do I stay tonight? Can I get a hotel? The guy laughed at me. Hotel, you say? You guy, I had to be in jail, man. You know what I mean?
No way.
True story. Prison break issues for real, man. I wore those orange clothes. By the way, what you see on TV, man.
You wore orange jumpsuit?
Yeah, jumpsuit, ugly things, man. But I was that guy. Handcuff, of course. Let me tell you, you know, they tell you it's policy, turn around, put your hands in the back. In my life, let me tell you, I've never been that guy.
What happens to your gear? You've got your DJ equipment, you've got your bags.
No, I didn't. You see, I didn't have DJ equipment. I just had my laptop bag and my luggage. Of course, they got that in check. And now from that place, at least naweza sema niliingia state kwa sababu niliingia ndani like 3 kilometers into the prison, you know what I mean? But it's a bougie kind of prison, bro.
Where was this? It was in Dallas?
In Dallas, some place called
Fort Worth.
Yeah, Fort Worth, exactly. You know, so it's a bougie prison. At least I go to watch Real Housewives or something. It's the only thing I'm showing. And I don't like it when my wife is watching, but that day I just have to put up, man. You know,
dude.
So I was there for 14 hours. The lucky thing is I was so exhausted, bro. I was given a Macintosh, a green one I'll never forget. Yeah. So also choose your cell. Lucky enough, I never had a cellmate, you know.
Oh, yes.
You know what happens in jail, man?
Yep. Yep.
So I just went and blacked out. The next morning I was out.
Did you have like a proper bed and everything?
A proper bed, you say? Nah, man. It's not your house. It's just a double-decker. Metal and a Macintosh, green in color, and a one sheet.
All right.
And you don't have a pillow, bro. So you have to improvise your towel to a pillow.
All right.
You know, but during that time I thought a lot about my life.
In that 14 hours?
What? The longest times, bro. But the next day, at 7, George, we're here to get you. I was like, thank you, God. And I was out of there, you know. I just wanted to get home, man.
Wow. Did you have a long route like through Doha or something? Or were you flying?
Of course, they stopped over to Dubai, which was about 5 hours. But let me tell you, it was okay. At least I was lucky enough to have Wi-Fi on the flight.
Yeah, the Emirates.
The Emirates is really amazing.
But still, wow.
You know.
What is going through your head? Like, I had a bunch of gigs lined up, and here I am on my way back home.
Let me tell you, Larry, at times you do not want to think about it because, yo, that's money, man. You know what I mean? Because I think I was going to do nine gigs. 9 gigs, so back to back. I was in Dallas on Friday, I was in ATL on Saturday, and I was doing Minneapolis the next weekend. It was all laid out and all. But you know, for me, it's a learning experience. These promoters don't have to be trusted. Number one, because you see, everybody is taking care of their own. He'd rather take the shorter route than get your work permit so that he doesn't have to pay taxes and all that. But for me, I was ill-advised. Damn me, because I did not research more, you know. Right. Just about assumption whereby you're like, you know what, these guys got me, this is what they do every other time. But for me, trust you, even anyone who wants to go out there, just get your paperwork, right? Because you know, when you go there and they tell you, what are you here to do, sir? Business class, fine. You have a business permit, so
go ahead.
Yeah.
So you banned from the States forever?
No. The only thing I was it's called actually a removal.
Right.
I was denied entry. basically.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's a whole difference between deportation and
denied entry. Because when you get a visa, and maybe you need to explain this to people, the final person who has the right to whether or not you're allowed is the immigration officer at the point of entry. So the fact that you have a visa doesn't mean you're guaranteed entry.
They tell you that.
Yes.
You know, they tell you that. So even everyone who wants to go do business out there, you know what, it might take a longer process, it might be more expensive, but you know what, it's rather the hassle, because trust me, I wasted 50 hours of my life, 25 coming back, that I will never get back, you know. So it's all good, but I was settled. I just needed to see my wife and kids. That's all good.
Do you think somebody snitched on you though?
Ah, man. People say that. But here's the tricky part. You know, I'm just not told guys' story. It's funny because the same guy who people are saying that he snitched, he's the one who's been reaching out on a daily, you know. Because I think personally for a man to tell you, and on the real, may have nothing to do with this, I think I'd take your word for that, you know. But again, at the end of the day, this is what I told him. I'm more bitter. What happened, happened. How can we make money? Because it's business, man. For me, I'm all about the grind, man. You know, because people are going to say this one snitch on this, but at the end of the day, we need to move on. We need to work. That's past me, man.
So here's the thing. You know, a lot of times when Kenyans say they're going on tour in the US, they're doing a wild tour. I know they're couch surfing. They're going to these promoters' places and sleeping on their couches and using their showers. Like anyone at Tessa Instagram. Hey, my American tour is good. I just left Minneapolis. I'm going to Chicago. We see you. We see you, people. And that's why they get these business or tourism visas, because it's cheaper, it's faster to get, and nobody wants to follow the process.
But on my contract, I stated, because I'd been told before.
You had a contract?
I had a contract. Everything was
People don't have contracts. They leave this in Nairobi. I know I know Kenyan artists that turned up in the States and didn't even have money to come back.
Wow.
Yes.
That must have been bad.
But on Instagram, they were telling us how well they were doing.
But you know, let me tell you, Larry, and this is where guys go wrong, showbiz, man. Yani unasafa huko ndani but uko tu Snapchat, you know,
Snapchat tu
daily living, all that. Ni kunoma maze. For me, I've been messed over so many times in this game. I just had to be careful. But this one time, I just didn't get a work permit. I was like, bam, on my face, you know. But the good thing, like, for the guys I worked with when I was in Australia, man, you given legit hotels. You're like, oh, snap. It's actually better than where you live, you know.
Wow.
So it actually happens.
So it's nice if that happens, because a lot of times, and I see these people because I've run into them sometimes in those places, in the Amsterdams and LAs of this world, and they're performing to 17 people. They don't have proper paperwork. The promoter disappears sometimes without paying them. But of course, none of that makes it social media, and social media is the best possible version of yourself. People
don't talk about that, man. But people need to know what happens on the other side, because it's crazy, man. You just need to get your stuff together, man.
So, interesting story. Do you know this almost happened to me? I was almost removed from the States once.
True story.
Yes. Last year, I was going to cover something, and I had a business tourism visa, B1, B2, but I needed a journalist visa.
Oh, snap.
And they took me for a secondary inspection.
Wow. Not a body check, though.
Not a body check, thank God.
Because I went through that, bro.
It was at the Philadelphia airport. I'm traveling with my cameraman. He's already gone through. We actually ended up missing our flights. But they eventually said, okay, I'm going to let you go, but this one time.
One time.
So every other time I'm going to the States, I make sure I have the right category of visa.
See, you land.
Yes.
And that's the best.
And I almost got removed. I was lucky I didn't get removed, but it could have happened.
Made headlines, brother. Larry denied entry. But it's all good.
So if you're gonna go to the States, anybody make sure you have the right category of visa. I don't want to be removed. 25 hours wasted back. 50 hours.
Oh, I'll never get them back, but it's all good, man.
All right. Do we have any comments, Kristen? What is Kristen looking at on the other side, on the Twitter?
Yes. We have a few questions for him, as well as some comments.
Okay,
no doubt he's very inspiring. But before that, there's this funny one here. Larry akisikia amenona.
But the guys love you.
No. Ini kazi yako, bro.
I just mentioned it. It became...
You brought it to their attention. They were just like, maybe it's just the shirt. And I was manyewe amenona.
Now, let me tell you a trick. You see black wax. In real sense, I'm kind of big, but you know, makes you look small.
Black. Got it. Pro tip. Thank you.
For free.
All right, Kristen, what else is there?
Yeah, moving on. Beatrice Ndanyahu says, I like that you've got over last year's drama, and I love your confidence too.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
DJ Atom says, DJ Creme, everyone has a dark past. I love your energy. You inspire me. Nataka mentorship.
DJ Atom, aya.
Baby, for free, I got you.
It's fantastic.
For free.
Yes, and then we have a question here.
Okay.
Is it true that you and DJ John Falme stole that scratch intro of Top?
Can I address that?
Yes.
Ah, man. I want to address it in the way that I'm not going to put anyone in problems. I have to be very careful. But it was just...
If you're not careful, the better. We like it more.
No, in
if you're
fact, let me tell you,
careful.
it's nothing, because what happens is, it's just the same way produce a sample.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing is original, especially in this music world, yeah? So I'd be inspired by a beat, and I'd make something, I'd take something here from there. So this female DJ had some samples of hers that we'd used on our mix, and she got pissed, man. And that's when I realized, oh, actually, at least we are doing something right.
Yes, yes.
You know, because she's a big-time DJ in the States.
Ah, fantastic.
So for her to listen to that, that means we're doing something.
So you stopped using it?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. Elisha Kipto here asks, uliza Creme, mbona ananywanga sola, kwani bado ako seko?
Wacha nikwambie, just you guys look, eh? Me, my kihara is real.
You get pay mimi naelekea huko.
It's all right, man.
Najaribu kuificha kunywa kila wiki.
You know how many times I shave in a week? Twice.
You shave twice in a week?
Twice in a week, man.
Wow.
And I've been in this way since forever, man. You know.
Right.
So sikupenda kwangu, Elisha.
I hope I don't get there quickly.
You're doing fine. But you know there's a Rooney plan, eh?
There's a Rooney plan which I'm seriously considering. I can
my
just
wife told me,
my...
imagine to do that. To
hint,
consider the Rooney
hint.
plan. I was like, oh, nah, it's okay. I'm fine like this.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, the last one from Timani Tash, who says, DJ Creme, you're my inspiration. I want to be on your level one day.
Wow, awesome, Timani.
Fantastic.
Keep at it, you're going to get there.
Are you now starting to get into music as well?
Production, yes. That's my new hustle. Like I always told myself that I'd done so many things, but there's just one thing that I wasn't able to do, and that was production. And I used to tell guys that I can't do it.
Right.
But then I just woke up, especially this year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn how to play the keyboard. I'm going to learn how to do the drums and all that. And that's what I've been up to. We did a collab with Calligraph Jones.
Right.
I Am King, as you hosted us, as I remember. Went on, did a song called Sharia with Calligraph, Christophe, Chihuahua, and Yulopa. We did also Sija Kusahau with AY and Yulopa. Then there's a new song I'm doing with Sudi Boy and Wahoo. Amazing track.
Oh,
I can't
fantastic.
wait. And there's one we brought Pato Ranking last year as Hakuna Matata Festival. So there's a song as well, Creme de la Creme, featuring Pato Ranking. I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Amazing.
And this is the best part. Produce a gospel beat. Send it to a guy called Guardian Angel. When was that? That was on Wednesday.
Right.
He's like, yo, I want this. You know. So for me, I just want to create beautiful music because I think I've been blessed with an ear, and you can actually listen to beautiful music. So I think I want to be part of those guys who change the game. First of all, because I'm a DJ, and I can collaborate with many other wonderful producers, and also produce myself to just create beautiful music, because that is all we need right now. Yeah.
Fantastic work, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Awesome.
Just real quick, because you see a lot of people telling you you inspire them. What inspires you? Why are you out there doing all these things?
You guys inspire me, by the way, because I can't let you down. You know what I mean? So the fact that I know that there are a lot of guys watching, I want to leave a legacy at the end of the day. I don't want guys to remember these crazy dramas that Creme had, but what I want guys to remember is how did he come out of it and how he's going to inspire. Because Larry, let me tell you the truth, I came to realize that people go through so many problems in a day. You'd never understand. So for you to comment, for you to like a picture, for you to follow back, it means the whole world to these guys. So I don't call them fans, I call them my family. They inspire me a lot. They inspire me to be better every day, because I know once I become better, they have something to watch and they have so much to learn. And it's a circle and things move on,
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
That is a great place to end. Thank you so much for coming through. You're a great man. All the best with everything you're doing.
Thank you.
And congratulations on all your success,
You
man.
too. Remember, black wax.
Black wax?
Black wax.
Pro tips, bro.
I appreciate it, Larry. Mad love every
My
day.
pleasure.
Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
sir.
Come back
Awesome.
soon when you've got the new song, you're launching it. Come
You're on
drop
speed
it
dial.
on the show.
You're on speed
Kabisa.
dial. Awesome.